Good morning, my friends. Welcome to my writing stream. I already had a little conversation with James in the chat about the weather because I heard, and yesterday we talked about it, that there's a snowstorm or several snowstorms probably at the moment on the East Coast, I would say, or even, I don't know. There's snow where James is right now, and so I was wondering how the weather is like and if he will be able to get home with a car after work. And it's snowy, accumulated about 1 centimeter at this point, but we're expecting more as it gets closer to morning. Worst case is 20 centimeter, but more likely 7 to 8. Yeah, that my husband would know, like, okay, how much snow this is, because he's always very interested in the weather forecast because he loves to go skiing, and then he's watching the weather forecast for certain regions where snow is falling in the Alps, for instance. But I'm guessing 7 to 8 would still be fine. 20 might be quite a lot. And yeah, James definitely needs to get home and get sleep. And then, what would be a typical heavy snowfall in Dresden? I quickly Googled. I want to compare the numbers, but I haven't found an answer yet. And I had to start the stream. Michael, hello. Michael, Happy New Year. How are you? Oh, yes, I saw yesterday that you have a new book club. And you're starting with one of my favorite authors, Virginia Woolf. I haven't read the book that you start with, but I'm thinking about getting it. What's it called in English? Help me out. I know the but I forgot the title. Mark is here. Hello, good morning. Yeah, here, because we talked about the weather, it's very cold right now, unusually cold. I mean, it usually doesn't get that cold, like minus 11 degrees Celsius in the night, or right now, I don't know. To the Lighthouse, that was the title. Yes. So I'm thinking of reading it. I don't know how many pages it has, but you also said that we got until February, the end of February, I think, when you will discuss this. So I think I will do this. I haven't really joined a book club yet, and Michael's book club is about reading the classics. So if anyone else is interested, maybe I can share the link to your Instagram post during the next sprint. So, and I will also do a quick research. So we definitely had times where we had lots of snow here in Dresden, not very often. I don't know if this is due to climate change or just normal. But we had this kind of snow where you really have like snow hills on the side of the road because, when they push the snow from the streets, it builds up big hills on the side. So yes, maybe a little weather chaos we had here, but probably not as bad as you with storms, like snowstorms where you cannot see. But we are in a valley here, so we are quite safe. But when you drive outside of the city, for instance, when my sister goes to work, she's going more uphill to the mountains. It's not not big mountains, but a little more mountain stuff. And there she gets into trouble sometimes with all the snow that's falling there. So just to give you so that you can kind of imagine what it's like. I don't know what it's like for Michael in Canada. And I also don't know what it's like there right now. And James said the worst storms are actually happening east around us. Yeah, maybe I can quickly look at a map. Because I'm interested. Things get more interesting when you know. Usually I wouldn't be as interested in the weather in the US or Canada, but because I know you guys, and it's connected to you, of course, I want to see what's it like. So I'm definitely more interested in that right now. Elizabeth is here. Hello, how are you? Asking about weather stats. I'm used to my mother watching weather obsessively. See, like my husband. Oh, she's a farmer's daughter. Makes sense. And their lives revolve around water. Yes, that makes a lot of sense. For me, it's usually I started to look a bit at the weather forecast because maybe the kids to just see what kind of clothes I should make them wear. But I'm not really interested in the weather. I'm not a person that goes outside very much, and I'm not as influenced by the weather probably as other people. Oh yeah, and the stream where the book discussion will be happening to the Lighthouse from Virginia Woolf is end of February. Good to know. Shall we think of a prompt for Michael? Michael, are you planning on writing a poem? You don't have to write a poem. I always feel like, I hope you don't feel pressure to write a poem whenever you visit my stream, So if you don't feel like it, that's absolutely fine too. Elizabeth, I'm so happy this morning. I drove my used car home from the dealership yesterday. I have my first car. Awesome. Oh, and you say we had at least 15 inches of snow between Saturday and Sunday where I live, but this is expected for Massachusetts. Yeah, I'm guessing when you live somewhere where they are kind of used to snow, it's less chaotic, probably, as I always remember when I was in the UK and they had some snow there and there was chaos, and like in the news, all over the news, there's snow and traffic chaos. And I was looking at the streets outside and there was just some powder snow, nothing I would think of as, causing any traffic chaos in Germany. But I don't know, maybe I'm just judgmental. I just found this curious at the time. James, my cousins used to live in Wisconsin. Cast of snow could get taller than they are. Oh my God, yeah. This is crazy. Mark, I started reading To the Lighthouse 3 days ago. A German translation is on the Project Gutenberg website for you to read. Oh, that's good to know. And did you start reading it because of Michael, or is this a coincidence? I'm wondering. But that's cool. That's good to know. Thanks for sharing that. And I will look this up. Michael, in my city, we get quite a bit of snow with how we're surrounded by the Great Lakes, and get lake effect snow. Nearby Toronto gets a little less. Okay. That's very interesting. So let me sort my thoughts. What do we have to do? We want to first, before we start the first sprint, look at, oh yeah, see, Michael says, yes, a prompt word for a poem, please. So let's think about this and first talk about the card. It says self-love. So I've been thinking about this a little bit because sometimes it's difficult. And what does it mean, self-love? Oh, that's the prompt word. Blizzard, Yeti. And with self-love, the first thing that came to my mind is that you should treat yourself like you would another person, for instance, a partner or a very good friend. And then I thought, for instance, with a partner, you would take special time to have something like go to a coffee shop or for a walk with your partner, just to talk privately and have some time together, maybe with all the kids. That's what my husband and I would do. So I think it's also very important to do this for yourself, or with yourself. And I'm thinking of right now of what is it called? This the way of the artist's way. Yeah, that's called in English. She also recommends to, I think, make a weekly appointment for yourself where you go to where you do something creative, or you just go to an art show or something. So self-love could be something simple like setting time aside just for yourself, where you can do something, yeah, spend time with yourself. So maybe this is an idea for all of us, especially when there's like a blizzard or Yeti is walking outside the house. But these are cool. These are cool prompt words. And Elizabeth's also already into the story. I can write a chapter where a blizzard occurs, since part of this novel occurs in Boston. Yeah. We could also say lighthouse. Yeah, maybe lighthouse would also be a cool prompt word, I think. It's all Michael's fault. See, he already, but it's cool. I love that. His post got me indeed to read classic literature. Yes. So I will also read it. When I know now that Mike is reading it, Mark is reading it, I also want to read it. And then we can watch or, rewatch then Michael's stream about it, the discussion. That's cool. I love that. Okay. Is there now a prompt word for you, Michael? I will set up the first sprint. So for those who haven't joined me this year yet, we have changed a little bit the sprinting times. We will start with a 40-minute sprint, then we will have a 50-minute sprint, and then the last sprint, we will see what happens, like maybe 20 minutes, a shorter one will be the final sprint, just so... Yeti, knock, knock. Me? Who's there? Yeah, don't open the door. I don't know. Okay, let's jump into a sprint. And Michael, tell us if you already found a prompt word for you from our suggestions, or if we should think of something else. We'll start with the tea timer. Let's go. Enjoy. Okie dokie. That was our first sprint. How did everybody do? I looked up, first I shared Michael's Instagram post about his book club. And then I found To the Lighthouse online. I also found a version in my library, the online library I use. So I already got it in German. I'm still thinking, but maybe it would also make sense to read it in English, because I love to read in the original language the writer wrote in. So, but maybe I can compare it, or can compare some parts of it later. So I secured that. And it isn't that long of a story, so I'm pretty sure I will be able to read it by the end of February, when the discussion sprint will happen. Oh yes, JC, wait, Michael has a book club. Yes, a new book club. Let me just scroll up. There was a lot of stuff going on in the chat during the sprint. It's called Old Works Classic Book Club. And if you go to Michael's Instagram channel, his last post is about this book club, and we are reading Virginia Woolf's To the Lighthouse. So if you're interested in it, go for it. Mark is reading it. I will be reading it. Michael's reading it. And yeah. Let's see. Emmy had some not so good news. I woke up first. Hi, Emmy. I woke up and vomited all over myself and now off sick. Oh no. Yes. Oh no. Laura says the same. Hope you feel better quick so you can enjoy your day off. Yes. I feel like a baby. I thought originally just jet lag. Yeah, maybe your body or your immune system suffered a little because of traveling, and that's probably when some diseases can happen, because your immune system was stressed during traveling. We've talked about this before, that sometimes we tend to get sick while we travel, just because there are just different sperms and stuff going out and about. And when you're traveling, you meet a lot of people, which might also be a reason stuff can happen. So yeah. Or maybe it's really just exhaustion from the jet lag. I don't know. But I just hope you will feel better soon. Probably you were already sick yesterday. That's why. Oh yes, it was nice to at least some parts of your stream I could watch. Thank you for coming to my stream, said Emmy. Emmy streamed yesterday on her channel, and Mark was there too in the chat. Yeah, that was nice. Elizabeth did some brainstorming and wrote 285 words. Awesome. And also says, I'm praying for your healing. May good health find you soon, Emmy. Mark says also hi. Oh, you left, but I think your question, polymer clay should be okay for home oven, but the clay you throw and use for pottery definitely needs high temperature. So there are different kinds of clays. We talked about clay during the stream. And I still have to, I forgot to ask my daughter about, so my daughter also uses the air dry clay. I don't know how to, so clay that you can just air dry over some days. And she made a fantasy map with this clay. So the maps you usually maybe draw yourself. Mark was tempted yesterday to draw a fantasy map. And what she did was do this with clay, so a 3D map, which was pretty cool. And we had it on our living room wall once, but I think she had to take it to school because they wanted to display it there somewhere. I have to ask her about it. I tried to find a picture of it. Yeah, but I couldn't. I thought she maybe posted it on her Instagram profile, but no, she didn't, unfortunately. Oh, so yeah, I will try and find this, and hopefully we'll be able to share it if she allows me to. Oh, JC, you're not on Instagram. But that shouldn't be a problem. Maybe I can just post some more info about what Michael wrote for you in the chat. I mean, the main info is that Michael, in the book club, we're reading now To the Lighthouse by Virginia Woolf, and end of February there will be the book discussion. I think Michael doesn't seem to have a date for it yet. In the post it just says end of February. Why doesn't it work? Instagram doesn't want to. Damn it. Maybe I can share more of this later. But you can, I'm pretty sure Michael will announce the book discussion later on his channel. Michael, did you already make a video about your book club, or did you just share it on your Instagram? So maybe for people like JC who doesn't have Instagram, it would be cool to make a short video about the book club so you get even more people to join. Okay. See, but I'm very interested in starting to read some of the classics I never got around to reading in my youth. Yeah, I often think that, for instance, with social media and AuthorTube and everything, we have a lot of cool books going around, but usually those are just the newly published books, or maybe Violet, for instance, has this middle grade book club where they also read older books, but very often the classics get forgotten somehow, so it would be definitely interesting. Oh, Laura got a sleeping dog on me. He's so precious. Oh, that's so cute. Elizabeth, yes, sensory overload yesterday made me feel nauseous, but after sleeping I do feel better. Yes, our bodies sometimes react to stress like that. Some people are very sensitive to, like you said, sensory overload, and don't worry about it, Anya, I'll figure it out. Yeah, I just would be cool if you also could participate. Oh yes. I remember the War and Peace days when Michael was always reading this, how do you call it, doorstopper? But I think Michael finished it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Michael got through the whole thing. Okay, let me set up the next sprint. I'm just scrolling up. I just don't want to miss anything that happened during the first sprint. Ooh, it's been working on my middle grade horror again. It's been nice. That's cool. And I also read something about a cover that Laura has created, I think. Yeah. Oh yeah, here it is. I made a book cover for the second book in my MG series. Yeah, I also love to play around with cover ideas and stuff. Okay. Elizabeth, I give you one of the worst summaries of the book War and Peace. Summary: there was war and then there was peace. I hope the book discussion on To the Lighthouse will be a bit more expensive. So first let me I need new timers. I only have one timer that I can use for the 50-minute sprint, so I hope you don't get bored by it. I still like the colors very much, so first we have to watch this not app. Käse, cheese. This is also about toothbrushes. Mhm, mhm. Okay. There's another author tuber who I love to watch, and she has read War and Peace twice and has me wanting to read it now. I remember I started reading it once, but it was a long time ago. And actually it was while I was staying in the UK. I got it from the library there. And yeah, I didn't finish it. And I probably don't remember anything about it. And the community tab. Okay, I didn't see that. So JC can find the info also in the YouTube channel's community tab. That reminds me, I need to floss my teeth. Yes, good that we had the ad to remind us to take care of our teeth. So here we go, 50 minutes. Enjoy the next sprint. Okie dokie. That was sprint number 2. How did everybody do? I forgot, of course, to mute my phone, or not mute, but to put off my phone, and of course got a call, work related. Maybe tomorrow I will think about it and put it on do not disturb. But it wasn't even something important, so yeah. So this got me distracted a little bit towards the end of the sprint. Mark had to leave for an appointment, and Emmy still isn't feeling well, feeling very bad, and so she also jumped off the stream. Oh, I hope she gets better soon. And Elizabeth said, I'm enjoying writing this chapter. A father and daughter having a snowball fight during a blizzard in Boston is such a wonderful thing. Oh yeah, that's cool. The competition between these two is real. Once they have a snowball fight and build a snowman near the apartment building they live in, they then do some shoveling that has to be done so the dad's truck doesn't get stuck in the parking lot. Oh yes. And this will probably create wonderful memories for the daughter, doing something like that with her dad. Oh, and Michael shared a poem, Self-Love. Let me read it to you. I once thought I needed to look into a mirror to see my worth, to look in the eyes and unbendingly as if I had not known him since birth. But after these years I see myself in the sun rising with power and light, in a woman's hair made a banner in wind, and the sun setting to welcome the night. I look at a mountain all graced with stars. I look at a candle with well-tempered flame. Do not be bound inside a mirror when all the world is calling your name. Oh my God, that's wonderful. And yes, it's so true. I also feel like we are all connected with everything around us. We always see us separate from all those things, but we are not. We are, oh, that's so beautiful. I love it very much. Do not be bound inside a mirror when all the world is calling your name. Yes, don't just look at yourself in the mirror and judge yourself. You know, in the booklet, it also said to, because of the card from the morning, it also said that we often are not enough or too much, you know, we are not good enough, we're not perfect enough, or we are too fat, we're too big, I don't know. So yeah, wonderful poem. Now I get another call. I will answer it later. I really have to turn it off. Elizabeth also wrote a poem. Well, yes. So let me read this too. Self-love. Why does it exist? Does the world value my self-love? No, it doesn't. Is everyone insecure about flaws they have? My body is flawed. Why must we not be perfect beings? Does this mirror lie? Am I crazy for feeling insecure in my own skin? Is self-confidence a myth? If it is, then why do some seem to have it, others don't? Maybe someday I'll feel more secure in my own skin. For now, I'll continue to work on feeling better in my own skin. Maybe self-love is essential. And yes, I think it is. Thank you, Elizabeth, also for sharing this with us. Yeah, it's a very interesting topic, self-love, I think. And I also said before, when maybe let me show you the card. That's why we started talking about self-love. It's very beautiful. Sometimes it's difficult to, just think about how do we practice self-love? What does it even mean? You know, so poetry and art helps us to think about and reflect on that. That's why it's good that you shared your work with us. And JC, just putting a little pressure on Michael. Michael, I'm still waiting for the collection. Yes, I'm waiting to. Oh, and I think it continued even. Maybe working on myself is essential, and I have been lied to about not needing to prioritize myself sometimes. Oh, yes, but yeah, that's too often we are focusing on others, how they feel, what they might think about us, and forget about ourselves. I think that's the biggest part of self-love, reminding ourselves, remembering that we are here not only to serve others, but to find a good balance of giving and receiving. Yeah, and we are the only ones that really can stand up for ourselves, that we cannot make other people or wait for other people to do that. We have to really see where we're standing, how we're feeling, and then trying to figure out what do we need, what is important to us. Like we would stand up for friends, support them. We should do exactly the same thing for ourselves, and that's not easy. I definitely tend to forget that, and that's maybe a good reason why we should have, like this, what I said before, dates with ourselves, like set up some time to journal or go someplace, go for a walk, and really just take the time to reflect on that regularly. Where am I? How do I feel? What do I need? Jesse, there's still one more sprint, right? Yes, but a short one probably. But I also want to do a final sprint. Elizabeth wrote 602 words. Congrats on that. Yes, maybe self-love and self-care isn't selfish, and it isn't. I think even when we think of other people, we have to take care of ourselves. The better we take care of ourselves, the more we can support others in our lives, the more we can be present and share or give love to other people. When we love ourselves, it helps, when we are in a good state, a good feeling good mentally. So I think it's very, very important, should be very high on our list to think of ourselves first, and then we can also be more present and in a better mood for others. Like for me with the kids, I know I have to not only be there for them, but take care of myself so that I can be there for them continuously and be strong enough, and so that's why it's important to look after yourself and practice self-love. So let's set up a final sprint. Thanks again for sharing, Michael and Elizabeth. It's so, yeah, like I said before, we should have those poems at the beginning of the stream so that we can start discussions. Okay, let's finish with a 10-minute timer. I hope that's okay. I mean, I will be back again tomorrow, and I haven't used this timer in a while. Oh, see, Elizabeth, I think I'm going to use this poem as a poem that a depressed character of mine writes in her journal after a while of dealing with a chronic illness. This makes a lot of sense. Yes, that's great. Yeah, use it. It's a good idea. So 10 more minutes. Enjoy the last sprint of today. Here we go. Okie dokie, my friends. Time flew by today, I have to say. It doesn't feel like, but it's already past 10. So yeah, thanks for the poetry contributions today, and yeah, just for being here with me in the chat. I hope you all have a great rest of the night and start into the day. I will be back tomorrow, and I'm already looking forward to see you guys again. And I already got out of my shelf all the Virginia Woolf books I have. I'm really looking forward to reading To the Lighthouse soon. So see you soon, my friends. Ciao, ciao.